Perfect. There we go. People are going to be like, what is she doing on? Because I'm usually on Tuesday through Friday, but it's been so up and down, and it's hard for people to do that, especially with school starting back. It's been hard because people are like, I got to take the kids to school and stuff, and then my routine has just been all over the place this last couple months. It's just been weird. I'm gonna grab your phone. I'm gonna give this video a share.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try to get some folks on with us. Oh, you're on an iPhone. Oh, this is like I can't do these. I don't know why. Like I'm like a dinosaur. Like I just can't function on iPhone. I don't know what it is about that. So.
I used to not be able to either, and I got converted.
So I'm going to have you tag a few people in here. Like, you'll just go in. We're going to turn this down. Don't forget to turn it up after the video.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'm going to have you tag a few people that you want to tag so they can help and get this out there. We have something really important to talk about, so I hope you guys hop on and help this beautiful, wonderful lady with what she's got going on, because I wouldn't have her on if it wasn't important. I would not. What's up, Joshua Beck? What's up, Mr. Ron, Christina? Oh, I love y'all. Like, they're my true blues. They'll stop what they're doing. They, like, hop on here and start watching. So that's what's up. If you're not already following me, definitely be sure to follow me, because you can see upcoming events. You can, you know, like that fire I caught. Did you see that fire?
Yes.
That was
That's
sad.
crazy.
I mean, thank God it wasn't somebody's house or anything. So it was just pure interesting for me. So that was kind of crazy. Like, yeah, that was crazy. And the smoke was just really bad. So if y'all didn't see that, y'all can catch that on there. Sorry, that's Rosemary comment. I'm like, I am that blind. All right, so real quick, guys, start tagging. Let's tell people that this is important. But I'm going to go ahead and let you jump into it and explain who you are, what you've got going on, and because you've got an event coming up, right?
On Tuesday.
Okay, so let's talk about the event, and then we're going to go into how it became, you know? So, and then tell them who you are. So.
Okay. Well, my name is Rosemary, and I'm the director over a program called Brighter Days. And we are having an event on Tuesday. It's going to be an end of summer bash. It's going to be at Temple of Praise Church, which is 1914 Buchanan here in Wichita Falls. It's going to be for any youth from the 6th grade to the 12th grade. So no littles, because we're going to have all big kids, and the program is about bigger kid stuff. So, we're going to have we're going to be doing hot dogs. We're going to have watermelon, we'll have waters, and we're going to have a big, huge 15-foot water slide connected,
cool.
And it's going to be connected to a 30-foot slip and slide.
Okay, so you're having an event Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay, and it's at Temple of Praise?
Correct.
Okay, so if you don't know where Temple of Praise is, it's off of Buchanan Street.
1914
and
Buchanan.
You can actually go to their Facebook, so I'm going to have you tag their Facebook real quick so they can find that page. You can also chat with Rosemary about this. Now, if you have kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, anybody that's between those ages, and that, would you say 6th
grade to 12th grade?
6th grade to 12th grade, and I think that is so neat, because you're really hitting those kids that are kind of the in between. There's a lot of stuff for little kids. There's a lot of different programs to keep them busy or whatever, but this is a different. So we're going to talk about how you got into doing this and why it's so important to do it. Like, you know, what's, you know, because it's hard to believe it's been so long since things have happened that I was doing a video with Pastor Matt. And now we're back talking about keeping this going. And so I got to give you a shout out. I mean, I do, like, for being wholeheartedly, because it's hard.
It is.
It's super hard. You rely on donations. I mean, the funding for this, like, is just not necessarily there.
No, it's out of my pocket. Whatever I don't get in donations comes out of my pocket.
And you're feeding a whole bunch of kids. Yes. So kids that have been in some really rough patches, you know, drug involvement, being bullied, those types. So let's talk a little bit about the things that you guys help the kids with, or the things they're dealing with.
So first, the program started last year in October. Pastor Matt Davila is the one that started it. He founded the program. He was the director over it. It all started about 2 or 3 weeks after we had 3 deaths in one weekend from fentanyl overdose. So it was started in honor of Alize Martinez and Kaysen Villarreal. So we started this program, or he started this program, because there really wasn't anything in Wichita Falls for youth. And as a mother, I knew this to be a fact, because in March of 22, I found out that my son was addicted to fentanyl. And at the time, I didn't know what that was. I didn't know that that's what it was. I thought it was an opioid addiction because he was taking perks, and then we found out later on that it was actually fentanyl. And,
oh my
and
God.
he and his friends were all in it, and I tried desperately for months, calling everywhere in Wichita Falls to try to get him help, and I kept getting the same response. Either he was too old for the program, or he wasn't old enough for the program. He was 17 years old. He was in that not quite a youth, not quite an adult kind of stage.
That's right. That's so crazy.
And the fentanyl epidemic in our community was so new that I was being told multiple times that this was a me problem. It was not a community problem. That I should send him to a boot camp because it was a behavioral issue. It wasn't an addiction issue.
Oh my God.
I mean, just and that's
tragic. That is so tragic, especially when you have like a teenage boy.
Yes.
You know, or a girl, a teenage. You know, because
any teenager.
It's like absolutely crazy. They're doing it because yes, maybe they had something that triggered it.
Yep.
But then they get hooked on it.
Yes.
And you know, he has fought. Like literally, you guys have fought, and you were talking about how this program
is what saved us. So in May of 22, I was able to find him a bed in an inpatient rehab facility in Corpus Christi. So on Memorial Day weekend, I drove him, without him knowing where we were going, he and one of my other sons drove him to Corpus Christi, and he found out halfway there. Well, the night before, he found out that he was going to be going to rehab, but he didn't know where it was at until we were about halfway there. Of course, he didn't want to go. I mean, he was high when we got there. And it was probably one of the hardest, most heartbreaking things I've ever had to do in my life, is to leave him there when he kept begging me not to. So, I mean, it was hard. But what broke my heart even more is that I had to drive so far to get him help because there wasn't anything here. And whenever he was there for 45 days and he came home sober, and he was doing great. He did great the rest of the summer. He went back to school. He struggled some whenever he got back to school because for parents who don't believe it, drugs are in full force in our schools. They are there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I personally don't believe that the school board is really doing anything about it. That's my personal belief.
Yeah.
But they're there. And anybody who's gone through an addiction knows that when it's in front of you, it's hard to stay away from.
Well, and they're starting younger. And, you know, I remember drugs back in my day was more like when you going to the club, you know, but now it's really hardcore drugs at a young age. It's not just pot, which pot is bad too. Right. But it's these extremely dangerous drugs.
And fentanyl right now is in everything. It's in marijuana. It's in pills. One thing that I had tried to stress to my son, and he now understands, is he you know, a lot of kids are taking these things and they're thinking that they're just opioids. They're not realizing that they're actually not real, that they have fentanyl in them. And what I try to explain to him is that people who really, really need these Percocets can't even get them from their doctor.
Yeah, people that are in need of the drug. So
hard for someone who really needs it to get it. What makes you think that what's so easily available for you to get on the streets is real? Exactly. When the person who really needs it, medically needs it, can't get it.
Yeah.
I said that should be a trigger that this isn't real.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's how it is. And that's truly how it is.
And there's no telling what people are cooking up.
Right.
I mean, really, you don't know.
Right.
I mean, and then they're getting a mixture and they're, you know, it's just one of those things. So there's an event, and while I've got y'all on here, if you can tag, there's an event. And if they go and they see other teens, if you can get, like we were talking about the fact that food draws these kids. If y'all want to donate some hot dog buns, if there's a business that follows me,
if you want to feed the kids on a Tuesday,
you know,
you know. I tagged our Facebook page, Brighter Days Wichita Falls, or WF. I tagged it in the comments. If you want to donate food for a Tuesday to help feed the kids, that would be awesome. Because like I said, everything comes out of my pocket. Shout out to Briegel Flooring. They have, the owner there has committed to donate $100 a month to the program to help with my out-of-pocket expenses to help feed the kids and stuff.
So that was
shout out to them.
Briegel. Wow, that's fabulous.
So, and I've had United has donated some gift cards. Sam's donated some gift cards to help us to be able to provide all of the food and snacks for this event, which is great.
But it's an ongoing thing. Like
yes,
you mentioned that you know it's really hard to feed the kids. Like I mean, and you never know how many are going to be there,
right?
And they go because of they get to eat and talk to other teens their age and stuff like that. So I think that, you know, a lot of times when I do events, if there's food there, there's more people there.
Right.
You know,
and it makes it harder for us because it's hard for me to get into the school because in order to get my flyers and my information into the school, I can't mention anything faith-based or church-based or anything like that. And I just really feel like God's put in my heart that I don't want to hide the fact that it's in a church, that it is church-based, it is a faith-based group. I believe that the more kids that are going to come in here, they're going to spread the word in their schools, and I'm not going to have any flyers or anything in there. We're changing a lot of stuff up this year because I'm the director over the program now. And every month we're going to be doing a different series. We're going to kick it off starting September the 5th. And the series that we're going to do is going to be the power of words. And we're going to talk about how words can negatively or positively affect the people that you tell them to. How the things that people say to you can positively or negatively affect you. And different ways and strategies to turn that around.
And sometimes it's just good to get them together in a positive environment where they can still be friends and buddies and stuff. But it's a place that's not geared towards, hey, let's go do something we shouldn't be doing, you know? So I think it's absolutely fantastic. I am going to ask everybody, I'm not seeing a lot of new comments, but I know y'all are there. So I want y'all to do me a favor. Like, if you guys really, really believe in what this woman is doing, I want y'all to hit the hearts because that helps Facebook to, you know, a lot of people are not on right now, but by tomorrow they'll thumb through and they'll see this video.
Right.
So I want to make sure that this video kind of gets boosted up a little bit with the algorithms, kind of get this out there because, you know, one thing we talked about is, they're doing it. Thank you guys. The consistency of you sticking with this and doing this. And you said, you know, there's a time you were having a hard time even feeding your son and yourself.
Right.
And you were like, we can't stop this program. Right. It's saving my son's life.
And it was. Whenever he got out of rehab, one of the things that they wanted him to do was at least 3 meetings a day. I mean, at least 3 meetings a week is what they wanted him to do. And we, in the beginning, went to almost every meeting that there was in Wichita Falls. And he just felt like he couldn't relate. Because a lot of people who are in NA meetings have been, you know, they've been there, they've done that. They've had years of recovery. They've had relapses. I mean, everyone who goes to recovery is going to have at least one relapse. But they had all of that stuff, and he didn't feel like that related to him. Yeah. But when this program started, there was a lot of relatability with it for him because they were kids that were his age. They were doing the same things that he was doing. They were trying to get clean. Some of them had also, you know, been to rehab and gotten clean and done. And
I mean, it's different too when you can just have a conversation with a friend.
Yes.
That's about the same video game that you like, or the same, and then you bond with them, and then you find other things to do. So, you know, this is for teens between, what is it, 6th grade to 12th.
6th grade to 12th grade.
And I mean, that's kind of unheard of in Wichita Falls. I mean, before you started doing this, I hadn't really heard about that. And I think it's really important to, you know, maybe you know someone that has a kid in that group that doesn't have any problems now.
Or that you don't know that they are.
Or, you can tag them and say, hey, if you ever need this is out there. Because, and you could be a part of it. I think you were telling me that you didn't know what to do with yourself when the program wasn't going.
Yeah, when we stopped for the summertime, I was so lost. I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? You know, and I was joking around with you earlier and telling you that 2 years ago, you know, my son was about to graduate. He was, you know, he was starting his junior year. And I was like, I'm going to be single. I'm not going to have no kids. I've raised 4 boys. Like, I was on that team to not have any kids, and I was ready for it.
A single mom, less stress.
No kids.
I know.
It was like, we're not going to have a graduation party. We're going to have a 90-day party because he's going to have 90 days to get out of my house. Like, I was ready to have it all to myself. And it's crazy how in a year, God has brought me full circle. And not only am I not wanting him to leave, you know, he's leading me to lead this group of teenagers. Yeah. You know, the group of the main group that was giving, I felt like was giving me headaches. Girl, my oldest is 28, so I've been raising teenagers for 15 years.
Oh God.
So I'm just like, I'm just like,
I'm a boy mom. I'm a boy mom.
Yeah, I have 4
two
boys, so yeah.
And yeah, if you have kids, hit the hearts. Like if you relate to this, I do want to drop a few comments in here. What's up, Letty? She says, Rosemary. Jean Freeman says we can help with rides. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
She's one of our mentors. Her and her husband are mentoring. So we do have a group of mentors. We're still looking for more. So if you have struggled with any of these issues and have been in recovery for a while and feel like you can offer something to these teenagers, we are still looking for mentors.
That's fantastic.
And what the mentors do is they will be keeping in contact with, they'll be assigned a certain number of youth, and they'll keep in contact with them throughout the week to see if they need anything, or make sure that their weeks are going good. Keep them throwing positive vibes at them throughout the week, because school's rough.
And the world is rough.
The whole world right now is rough.
And everything is so negative and so ugly. Like, you turn everything on, and I mean, there's been so many times my son's watching something, and all you hear is just cussing and trash, and you're just like, God, I miss like, my generation, there was still some good TV stuff. Now it's like, I'm not, I don't know. It's just a different world. I'm not perfect by no means, right? But I mean, oh my God, it's like, it's one of those things where you can help with this, you can volunteer. So guys, one thing I want to get across here real quick, and we're about to wrap this up, because the main thing we want to do is get this event out there. I think it would be really important. If you need information, Rosemary's commented in here, you can reach out to her. This event's Tuesday. What time?
From 6 to 8.
From 6 to 8, there's going to be hot dogs and stuff like that. So you definitely want to, if you've got a teen, or somebody, or if you want to just be a part of it, check it out. Or, find a positive church home too. Like, I mean, just go over there and meet them.
We are members of the church now. We became members of the church through this program. So, I mean, it's been awesome. The last year has just been, my son, this time last year, I was not sure if my son was going to be alive to graduate. And in May, he walked across the stage and he graduated.
That is just
sober. He had been sober for 8 years.
And I've known you forever, and I've known your boy, and I'm just like, he is so precious. So I want to give him a shout out. I'm so proud of you. Like, I mean, and you've got one heck of a mom. I mean, really, I've just known you forever, and you're just a go-getter. And, I want you to have help, though. I want people to help her with this program, and trust me, like, anytime you need to get something out there, just send me the info. Okay. In fact, we can put a booth up. I'll give you a free booth at both of my events I have coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, I come up dressed like, we'll have Halloween, bring the kids,
awesome.
let them come up and represent it.
Awesome.
And so you'll see them at both of my events. And so, guys, just let's do what we can positive for the community. Like, let's be positive. Let's get this out there. And a lot of what I do is positive for the community. So if you're not already following me, hit that follow button, and let's get things going in the Wichita Falls community that are going to help the young adults. Like, let's help them before, obviously, like, there is not a lot to do in Wichita Falls,
right.
So this is something for them to do. So, guys, if you have any questions or feedback, we'll read a few more comments if you want to throw that in there. And we are about to wrap it up. So if you got anything you want to throw in there, Jean says, amen. Yes. What's up? Jenna says, hi, please pray for me. I'm sick. I love you all. Jenna, definitely. We'll have Pastor Matt pray for you.
Yes.
I hope you don't have that really. I had something like 2 weeks ago that was just absolutely awful.
There was some stuff going on.
Darlene, love you to pieces. Absolutely love you. Thanks for following and sharing. You're fantastic. So let's get this out there. Share. Do you have a flyer for it we can post?
Yes, I'll post it.
All right, we're gonna post that in the comments. Yes. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Rosemary, thanks for being on. I love you. Hugs.
Thank you so much.
All right, definitely get this out there. Come on, let's give it a share. Smooches.
Thank you.
You're welcome.